an intellectual shaman is a academic, a management professor in this case, but I think actually could be anyone working in any intellectual discipline, who takes on the three roles of the shaman. And the shaman is a healer, first of all, a connector, someone who crosses various kinds of boundaries, and someone who makes sense of things. And they do that in the interest of the greater good. So it's taking your work as an intellectual and trying to do some good in the world with that work. Making a difference has become harder in recent years, and it's become harder because there's what I would call a journal mania, citation mania. So people have their sort of careerist path of trying to get articles published, and publishing becomes an end in itself and not a way of generating ideas. And what these intellectual shamans do is that they see something interesting in the world or something problematic in the world, something that they care about in the world or that intrigues them in the world. They go after that first, and they worry about how they're going to wear and if they're going to publish it later, because what's important is the idea, the meaning, the impact that their work can have. There's a pendulum to these, swing to these things, and we have gone so far in the direction of measuring everything that we can measure, citation counts, impact factors, you know, a number of articles published in these so-called A journals, rankings, whether it's school rankings or journal rankings, that there's a real resistance to that and a reaction to that now. Now, it's very hard to turn that around, but I do think that there are signs that people are saying, no, we need to do something different. We need to really look at what people are researching, why they're researching, and what the implications of their studies are, and how those studies affect the world. And they're not easy ways to measure that. So it's a harder path, simply sort of like being an intellectual shaman is a harder path, but it can be done, and I'm hopeful that as we look at the problems of the world, that's where our scholarly efforts, especially as management scholars, need to go, and that more and more people are saying, I want to do work that helps the world to get over this crisis, and so that we can live in a better world. So it's very interesting. I thought I was going over an intellectual cliff and even writing about the shaman, because in traditional cultures, of course, the shaman is the medicine man or medicine woman who is the center of the community. But in our cultures, we don't talk about shamans. We talk about intellectuals in a very different way. So I thought, well, even using this term was going to be risky. But what I've discovered in talking to people about the book is whenever I speak about it or when people have read it, they come up to me and go, thank you. I so needed to hear that it's okay for me to be doing this work that I really care about, and that maybe my school or the broader academy is saying, why are you doing that? And I just needed someone to validate that it was okay. And the stories of the people that you profiled just show me that it's okay to take this path. So I think there's a huge hunger among many young scholars and older scholars as well, to simply be able to give themselves a permission to do the kind of work that they really want to do, to make their own work have impact in the world.